The funniest thing is I think that video just saved, which means we can upload it to the Instagram. Daniel, come back on because this is so brilliant. Hi, Paige. How are you? I have to wait to see two people jump back on. I hate when it does it. That's like, hi, Lorraine. It's like when you're in the middle of something and it's like the cliffhanger at the end of a season and you're sitting there, you're like, oh my God, holy crap. And you don't get to hear what happens. And then it cuts off on you. And that's what Instagram does to you. It turns around and it cuts you off. Thank you very much. Hey, Kane. So it's just so funny. So I have a clip. We had a cliffhanger. Mara, did you want to join? But I got to do something first before I would let you join because I'm waiting to see if Mr. Baldwin comes back on. And if not, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to have to send him the message personally. Because he's a little spoiled sometimes. And where's my Robin? Robin hasn't come back on. I got my Lorraine. Yes, she does. She's got Beverly. Hi, Anissa. And I'm seeing if he jumps back on. I'm hoping he jumps back on. If not, I'm going to tell him because I was calling out in front of the world. But it was such a good thing. Such a good thing. And I want to point something out because we just went through so many different things. It's crazy. But when I get something, you know me, I'm a crazy person. There's Robin. Where's Daniel? I don't see him. All right, well, there he is. There's Daniel. I'm actually going to wave to you. Okay, listen. So I get with you what you've been doing is huge, okay? The growth you've had is amazing because actually your heart is fully open right now, which is an amazing place to be because even when you get the disappointments that have been coming, you have overcome these disappointments and risen above and grown in so many ways. And you get so many messages now that are coming from everywhere. And it's just like overflowing. So, oh, you're so funny. Robin's not in charge. Well, it's because, I'm not even going to go there. Really? Here we go. So, and I didn't say that. Robin's in charge of her part. Thank you very much. But I'm not even going to get there. But your heart is so open and your spirit is starting to really flow. So what I got for you when you jumped on immediately, because it was like I was getting your energy coming in and I was feeling the energy. I mean, somebody else is coming on. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, here we go. It doesn't matter when things fall behind. Even if you fall 2 steps back, 3 steps back, you're going to jump 10 steps forward when it's time. Okay? I know you're kidding. I'm playing. So, right now, they're saying that you need to really keep preparing. The preparation, the work that you've been doing is huge. And you really have been affecting a ton of people's lives, which is amazing. And people you don't even realize. The people that have been watching to you and listening to you and even just know you when you pass them on the streets and the place that you're going, you're touching them and you don't even know it, which is an amazing place to be, where your energy is starting to radiate on people and affect them in a very positive way. And it's great that you don't know it, because it's just like one of those people that walk by and then it's just a blanket. You're radiating this aura. Your aura is great right now, which is huge. And I know you understand what I'm talking about. So they're saying your preparation, your prayer, keep doing what you're doing. Everything that you're doing, the rituals you've created in your life to get through things, and things that you're doing with the girls, it's working. It takes time. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated, I'm getting, okay? And then just keep doing those things. But they're saying you have to let go of the past completely. Sometimes that comes back up to you. So you have to make a conscious decision to just get rid of the attachments and all the hungry ghosts from the past. Because anything in your past does not matter. They brought you to a place where you were, lessons you had to learn and lessons for other people. And those things don't bind you anymore. So those things don't matter anymore because you were really, I'm getting born new again. Like you've really risen above, which is an amazing thing. So don't let anything hold you back. You speak against that. You know that. You speak out against that. If that starts, because once you're to the point now where things are moving in a specific direction, which I know is going to make you so happy because you've had so many things, so many, you know, a lot of pans going at the same time. Start focusing on individual projects and things like that, because what you're doing, you're going to get the true prosperity. These things are going to start coming through from you. Baby steps though. Don't get ahead of yourself. And if a project gets knocked behind, don't worry about it. If you know it's something that's meant to be, just keep working. But baby steps, slowly. Some things aren't meant to happen quickly, because if you look at some of the things that didn't come through, if they had started to come through with what just happened in our society, with this whole stupid pandemic thing, it wouldn't have worked. So you don't want to have to stop and start over again. So just things might be on the back burner right now. Doesn't mean it's stop. It's helping you and forcing you to focus on what's most important. So it's really, really cool. I'm really excited for you. But I just love how open your heart is, and then it's just overflowing. And then how your spirit is just starting to shimmer. It's just starting to just radiate out. And you're touching so many people and you don't even know about it. So just stay humble. Know you're brilliant and stay humble. Don't hold on to the past. Let go of it. None of that shit matters. Just keep moving forward because you're really doing well. So I got that for you. Just so you know. Just my 2 cents. It's my 2 cents for you. I told you what I was doing. You're welcome. Much love. Huge love. Huge. I'm just so proud of you. It's like I'm just so proud of you. See, when you jump on, I can get stuff, but you know, I'm not just going to always put my 2 cents in when it comes to you. Hey, baby, BBC. This is the New York detective on here and peer counselor. So everybody say thank you for him, for the work that he's doing, helping everybody out, especially now and the stuff that he's going through. Gracie Lee. Say hi to Gracie. I know you do. I know you listen to me. I know you do. That's why sometimes I can't say things, because you need to feel things for yourself. I know it's not easy. You're welcome. Hey, Michaela. I know it's not easy. Grace, I love you. You're welcome anytime. You know that. All right, who else am I going to pick on? Who else am I going to pick? You're welcome, always. See, everybody loves you. And he made me go past the 9/11 memorial. Didn't you, BBC? Not nice. I get very emotional when I go by the 9/11 memorial, and I didn't realize that's where I was when I went to go see him in the city when I was doing a radio show. And all of a sudden, I started getting those feelings and started seeing things, and I was getting that whole thing. And then when I called him, I said, "Where are you?" And he was just past it. And I did a big live last year after I saw him because of that memorial and how people there respond to it. Elliot, what was the change you made to make yourself feel stronger this week in reference to who you are and being okay with it? I gave you that homework to do. All right. Mwah. See you later. Hi, Ambo. It's a state trooper on there, New Jersey state trooper on here too. Anytime. Love you too. Somebody's getting ready to, I have to see who it is. I got something for somebody. And I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to do live about Pluto and retrograde. And I'll give you guys a crystal that's going to go with it tomorrow. I have to finish doing some of my writing with it. Pick on you, please. Mermaid, immediately when you said that, what's going on with your diet right now? Are you staying on point? Because I'm being told you need to adjust something. And it's everybody. It's not. She's a trainer. She's in the fitness industry. It's not. She's not a chubby monkey or any of those things. But she also competes and all that other fun stuff. And this is a really rough time for people who actually compete right now because the season. That's why. Get you. Is that why? What diet exactly? You need to make some adjustments and get on point. I'm getting something that, believe it or not, what I'm getting in reference to you is something's going on with your sodium. Been doing some Zoom classes to help stay active, good, but something's going on with your sodium level or your salt intake that I'm getting. So I don't, spirit gives me different things different times, and it's whatever's relevant for a person. And it's also, you've been feeling it within your body as well. So you just have to, you know, adjust yourself, flush your system right now. Flush your system, if that makes sense to you. It's probably not what you wanted to hear, but hey. But the Zoom classes are very good. They're telling me to tell you to pick somebody. I gotta get what it is. Celery juice. It's there's different things. Everybody reacts differently to things. When you're, because a lot of you guys don't know that I'm a trainer and I've been in the health industry, believe it or not, my entire life, and I've worked with competitors and athletes and things like that. So depending on what level as far as athlete, and what you're training for, whether it be health or competitions or something like that, your body responds differently, and we do different things with our diet for different things. Like people who compete and are in one type of world, diets are extremely different than, say, a normal person's diet. So you may look at a nutritionist who isn't a regular nutrition, like a sports nutritionist, and they go, oh, hell no. Like, we'll tell you, listen, you ain't eating cheese. You ain't gonna eat dairy. You come talk to me and you're trying to get into tread down or get a certain way, I'm gonna look at you and say, you ain't eating dairy. That ain't happening. Remove dairy from your diet right now. Because a lot of people hold you retain water and things like that. Even peanut butter. Let's talk about peanut butter, right, Mermaid? Oh my God. Peanut butter off the spoon. It's amazing. But when you get closer to times where you don't want to hold water and things like that, peanut butter can bloat you. A lot of people don't realize that. Just like a lot of times protein shakes are great, but if you're 12 weeks out, you know, you're not allowed to have protein shakes anymore. So you have to understand, depending on what it is you're doing with your life and what your function is, whether it's a health reason or something like that, or where it's like fermented stuff is great for your belly, is great for your gut, believe it or not. It's amazing for it, because a lot of you guys don't realize, guess why we have to have the apple cider vinegar? Because it actually balances the pH in your body and how acidic you are. That's why it's so important. There's so many things. See, look, so they let me know, like they made me call you out because it's getting into summertime, and all of a sudden this is going to end when you want to go on the beach and you're going to be pissed off because you're retaining water. So you can drink beer. You're so funny. You know, beer is going to give you a beer gut. You can drink it if you want. It depends on what you want to do. But there's the different things. And yeah, my business is Phoenix Rising. It's transformation, mind, body, and spirit. It's everything. I was born doing what I do for a living. But you have to realize, when I was younger, people like me had to be in the closet. In fact, Pope Francis is my dude, because he said that a religion without mystics is just a philosophy. So he kind of made me legal, even though, you know, the old Catholic Italian ladies would still come and hang out with me and talk to me, and I would help do energy healing and things like that. You know, they didn't tell anybody about me. I was a big bad secret. But now we're accepted and we're healers. So that's a whole nother subject. But my whole life, I have been healing people. Like, I was going to become a doctor. I really wanted to become a surgeon, but I would have gone into like infectious diseases or terminal illnesses, trying to help people live. And because I get too attached, my heart, I would have ended up a mess, because my heart would have broken every time if somebody was lost. So I decided to go into the fitness industry. I rehab people. I do preventative medicine. I deal with people with eating disorders, body dysmorphia. I work with athletes, help people believe that they couldn't do things, could do something else. And I've run some of the top health clubs across the country. I've had my own gym. I train fighters. Believe it or not, guys, I'm a boxer and I do Muay Thai. But it's transformation, mind, body, and spirit, because it's just not what's in the body. It's what's in your heart and what's in your mind and who you are and how you live your life. So what made me an amazing trainer is I had a edge on people that most trainers don't have, because I'm a mystic and an oracle and I could see in you. I know what buttons to push to make you do what I want you to do. So it's all in good, you know, and that type of thing. You know, it's all in good, I mean it well. And there's different things. I'll post some videos with some of the people I've worked with, so you could see how I used to, you know, let's just say I'm fearless and I'm fierce, and there's no excuses, especially when you train with me. But anyway, I have to see who this person is. Lucy, I believe it. Yeah, but you have to understand, I'm a pacifist. Hello. But even a pacifist, anybody knows, even when talking spiritually, even if you're talking spiritually with God or anything like that, sometimes you have to go to war to bring about the peace that's needed and to make a change. So defending myself, defending somebody that I love, yes. Just to go out and kick somebody's ass, no. And it's actually amazing. Mermaid, just so you know, somebody getting ready, and this I figured out a long time ago, and it's actually the reason why I started boxing and training and becoming a boxing coach and doing Muay Thai and things like that. When you get ready for a competition, before a competition, you know, when they start doing that crazy double sessions of cardio because they didn't necessarily eat properly enough, where they have to do double sessions. If you do MMA conditioning, it keeps your muscles cut and you don't get flat, which is a huge thing. So it shreds you and cuts you, which is really nice. That's a lot of diet, Lorraine. And believe it or not, MMA conditioning is good for that as well. But then you have to see what issues that people have as far as injuries. But okay, so let's go, because I actually had something for somebody else. I just have to see who it is. No way, Lorraine, it's you. Lorraine, how far off are you? 4 to 5 months, you think? To when you're out? Yeah, keep laughing. Keep laughing, lady. About 4 or 5 months till you're done. Yeah, I'm getting you about 4 or 5 months. So it's a continuation of the process you've been going through, baby. But you really, because I know that things for you, honey, you're trying to be so good about it. You really are. But sometimes it's okay for you just to tell the truth. Because you have to understand, I think everything going on with the whole pandemic and where you're located is stretching things out longer than they need to. But I think it's also where you're gaining more strength and you're becoming more resolved in what's going on. So the thing is remember that deep secret was going to come to light when we had our session a few months back. It's to the point where everything's really starting to come to the surface, and there's going to be a calm. It's going to start coming down. Just keep it. It wasn't you. And that's what they're saying. It wasn't you. It's something that happened, and there are things that were done. And you held on as long as you could. So they're saying, you know, let the truth come out. Let those secrets come up and out. Let them all be in the light. Because the light is gonna heal it. It's gonna transmute it and heal it, and you're gonna help it all. And it's all gonna balance out and be okay. Okay? So then they're saying it's time for you to start anew again. You're starting over, it's starting anew again. So have great faith in that. Embrace the enlightenment. You've learned so much and you know so much more. that's been going on, and be firm in it, and find and hold your power. Stand in it. Hold on to that power, because it wasn't you. They keep on telling me it wasn't her. It wasn't her, because a new door is opening. So just step over the threshold. A new whole part of your life. Look forward to it. Embrace it. Be excited about it. But you got like another 4 or 5 months. Then you're going to be free of it. You're going to be okay. Okay. But step through the threshold. Be excited about your new life and the growth. So it's okay to completely let go. It's okay, because it wasn't you. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just time. And you were the one that was brave enough to stand up and say, okay, it's enough now. Okay? So when you need to defend what's dear to you and you need to speak your truth, don't let anybody hold anything over your head. Bullshit. I call bullshit to that, okay? You turn around and you speak your truth because it's validated, and you be okay with it. And don't do it in anger. And don't do it in fear, because they said don't do it in anger and don't do it in fear. Do it because it's just the way it is, and that's okay, and you're going to be okay. You've learned so many things, and you're brilliant, and you're beautiful, and you have so much of your life ahead of you, because you ain't going anywhere anytime soon either. Just so you know. So I don't know what's going on with that. You ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So build your life. You're just changing direction. You're not starting over. You're changing direction with growth. Okay? Yes, they are sisters. Does that make sense to you? That's funny. That was for you. That was pretty good. All right. So you guys, where are we at? I love that my phone actually doesn't die right away. How excited are you guys? I don't know what percent. It doesn't die right away. This damn phone holds charge. How excited are you? It's very cool, because you were on, Daniel was on, and Robin was all happy as a clam, just because she got to be, you know Robin. She's rolling in crushed velvet right now. She's like the Velveteen Rabbit right now. She's rolled, just everything's soft for her right now, which is great. Which is great. Yeah, I want to go to New Orleans, but I want to go to all the backwards places. I don't want to go where everybody goes. I want to go to the other places. Because there's a lot of stuff in New Orleans. A lot of stuff in New Orleans. Which is a great thing. Which is a cool thing. Where are we at? It's 8 o'clock. Alright, so let's do some lifetimes. Let's do some lifetimes, because I know you guys want to play with that. So tomorrow I have to finish doing my work on Pluto and retrograde. And that'll connect to a universal message that'll take you guys through the next few weeks, believe it or not. And I will get you a crystal tomorrow. Maybe a number. Maybe. For some reason I'm getting the number 35, but I have to do work on it. What good stuff is? Okay, yes, lifetimes. Let me see, who am I going to pick on? The Velveteen Rabbit. I love the Velveteen Rabbit. I do. I love artificial intelligence too, although it's very hard for me to watch that now because it breaks my heart. And it reminds me of my one son who's autistic. But artificial intelligence legit makes me cry now. It does. It does. I would have to actually research it because I haven't been to New Orleans. I just know of places, but you have to understand through the years, places have changed and places have moved. Jackson, I'll do you. Guys, anybody that's been working with me, let's do some lifetimes. How many lifetimes? You haven't gotten, no. Have you gotten how many lifetimes you've been here, Ari? Jackson, how many lifetimes has S. Jackson been here? I want to see if you guys get it, and then I'll use my, now remember, we have pendulums, but you can use a necklace or a ring at the end of the string for anybody who's Italian and knows when the grandmas used to turn around and somebody got pregnant and put a ring on it, and if it went one direction, it was a boy, another direction, it was a girl. Got an 11, got a 9, got a 22 by Elliot. Elliot, did you tell me what change you made? Because I didn't see it. Hey, Casey. You'll see how many lifetimes somebody's been here, because you're here more than one before you get to go home. Cassidy says 14. Ari says 6. Their land says 8. Jackson, do you know how many lifetimes you've been here? Do you have any idea? I want you to feel it. Because when I look at you, when I look at, get the read on you, I actually feel it. I feel how many lifetimes. It's actually very interesting how it comes through to me. And I just do the pendulum because it's just fun for me. Because like this is just fun. Because I already know it, but it helps you guys understand it more. What did Mossy say? What did she say? What did Mossy say? Miriam says 13. We haven't done this in a while. Good. Very cool. And you feel comfortable with it? I'm glad you're not confident. What number did you say, Moss? That's not a number. 11. Jackson. All right, feel it out because then I'll do it. Hey, Mr. Griffith, how are you? You brilliant, beautiful man, you. Thousands. And then I'll give you something else on you, Jackson. Guess what? You've always been here. You weren't somebody who went dimensional. You were actually born to this planet. Just so you know, 8 or 9. 15. You're welcome. I'm just talking the truth, Mr. Griffith. 15 lifetimes. So, you guys know how this works. Now notice my hand is not moving. Show them what you do when you say yes. So when my spirit that works with this goes back and forth, I want you to stop. Show me what you do when you say no. Goes back and forth. Show us what you do when you're thinking or you're counting. Now, because we all know that I'm a mush, stop. Show them how you tell me you love me. The way it says I love you is on an angle. It'll go on an angle. All right, stop. How many lifetimes has Jackson been here? And I called 15. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then it goes back and forth. 15 lifetimes. Okay? You're not dimensional. You've always been here. You were born here. That's why sometimes, Jackson, you feel like you're stuck because you want to know that there's more out there. Okay? Which there is, but you came here. Okay? And there is more out there. 15 is good. There's a couple, your last 3 were very quick lifetimes. They were very quick. You were here for a little bit. There was one where you actually, it's different things. But no, he's not, Jackson's not multi-dimensional. Oh, you wonder if you are. You've always been curious about it because you felt like you're stuck. You're not stuck. You've just walked a very straight path, which is very interesting. You've never been one that's deterred off your path. You've gone through your lifetimes. You kind of did your job. And now it's like almost to the point that in this lifetime, you're bored as hell. You want something different. You want something to change. And you know that there needs to be a change. So that's why you feel so stuck, because you've always behaved yourself. And I guess you kind of got tired living that type of lifetime. And you've been very sturdy and steadfast. So this lifetime you are looking a little bit deeper because you want to know more, which is a good thing. And you're on the right path. And the thing is you want to know, but you're not sure how to find it out. Okay? So, it's just interesting where you're at. So you've always been here, and I'm going to try to work on you to see where you were at. But the thing is if I tap in on a past life of yours, this is what I have a problem doing. If you guys ever have an intention of doing a past life regression with me, which I can do through video, I've done it with numerous people through video all over the world, as well as doing people in person. So it does happen. If you have any intention of doing a past life regression with me, I would prefer, unless something jumps out at me where I have to tell you about something that happened in a past life that may have you stuck in this current life, If I have to do that, I would be telling you something about past life because it's imperative to something in your life right now, because you have to remember, I'm crossroads healer. I'm laugh path. We see where your life is at when we do these readings, and it's where you're at, where you're going, if that's where you're supposed to be going, or hell no, this is what you're supposed to be doing. So this is where you're supposed to be. Now you can choose, because the problem is even after we work together, you still have a choice which direction you're going to go in. But if something is currently happening and you keep on repeating something over and over again, usually it's because something is blocking you, and usually it's from a past life. It's not current. So I'll say, okay, this is what you dealt with then. So then hopefully with the awareness, you can think, okay, I'm going to come over this block. But that's why past life regressions are also used. So if you guys, I know you get so excited about doing past lives. Like past lifetimes, I don't mind giving you your lifetimes. But when we go through past life regressions, I don't want to implant anything into your mind. I don't want to implant it. So by me telling you, like automatically, like I did that with Mel, but Mel, when I did her reading, we had to talk about it, okay? It was imperative to what she was dealing with. Unless it's something that's going to help you currently in something you're dealing with, I would prefer you to say, okay, I am going to do a past life with you, because your past life regressions, when we go through, initially I take you through 3 lifetimes. And I want you to go, because when you do a past life regression, it's almost like OBE, but you're actually looking on a past life. And it is very much, it's funny, because if you think of A Christmas Carol and he goes back and it goes to Christmas Path and things like that. So he's seeing himself, but he can't interact with anybody. When you do a past life regression, oh, I've had people that have had 36 lifetimes. I've been here since the beginning of time. So everybody's a little bit different. I have some very young ones on here too. In fact, where's my Maggie? Maggie's been here 6 lifetimes, but it's because she holds back because she gets to be chicken. Whereas her husband's been here way longer, but he chooses her every lifetime because that's actually her twin. And that's why those two need to stop this shit right now. But we worked on that. OBE is outer body experience. So, yep, there you go. Thank you. The thing is when we do this, yes, you're youngish. We go through 3 lifetimes and you actually witness. So a lot of times, like say somebody can't breathe or they have asthma, a lot of times, or they have panic attacks, things like asthma, or somebody who may have drowned. In a past lifetime, they were stuck in a fire, smoke inhalation. It's a past lifetime thing, and believe it or not, and I'm going to give you guys a book to read. I want you guys to look up Brian Weiss. He's amazing. And what's amazing about Dr. Brian Weiss was he didn't believe in any of this. He was a doctor, a scientist, okay? So what happened was, through things that happened in his life, and he's done quite numerous books. He's amazing. I adore this person. He actually came across his current work where he actually started, through healing with therapy with people, started doing past life regressions, and people that had conditions were actually healed from certain conditions because they went in their past lives and they actually are things that affected them. So it's trauma. So your trauma can come from other lifetimes, okay? So by seeing what happened in that lifetime, then you understand why you're a certain way in this lifetime. Like Courtney, I don't know if she's still on, when her and her sister did a past life regression with me together, she realizes why she's so afraid about losing her husband and things with that. It was something that happened in a past life where she was when something happened, not intentionally, but they were separated, kind of thing. So Many Lives, Many Lasters by Dr. Brian Weiss. He's amazing. It gives you an idea of what it is. Now, it doesn't mean we all have sickness, so don't get it twisted. There's certain things you need to do to stay healthy, but there's other things that the doctor says we don't understand. Nothing is coming up why you should be having this condition. All of a sudden, you do a past life regression. You actually see what happened, and you're like, oh, shit. And it comes to terms when you come back, and that is healed. So I know you guys love doing past life, me doing past life stuff. And if something comes up, and I know you need to know it, but if there's any chance that you are going to do a past life regression, whether it's with me or with another person, I would prefer you to travel that journey, and I'll travel with you because I go with you in your past life and I see what's going on. But I would refer you to discover it on your own. I don't want to plant seeds because I want you to realize it, because then that's how you know it's real, not, oh, she already told me this. That's why everybody knows this Many lives, many masters. He does a couple of different things. And if you book it on the website, it's a 1 hour thing. It takes an hour to go through a past life regression, and I do it very specific way that I set you up for. Soul retrievals are also an hour. So, because we all know I'm not like really IT literate when it comes to that kind of stuff. We know you're alive. I love you. Post some pictures and tag us in it, Luce. In fact, Lucy, design some bathing suits and then get all dolled up and then come on and do them live. How about that? And I still have your pendulum, love, just so you know. So I would prefer you to discover it on your own. But if you have no intention of going through a past life and you're like, give it to me, I really don't care, I'll give it to you if I get something on you. But it's important that you discover things. A soul retrieval is this. Some people, I won't even let them do a past life until they do a soul retrieval, okay? And some people I've worked with so much, I know where you're at spiritually, so I know that you can handle certain things. Some people have been traumatized so much through their current lifetime that we have to do the soul retrieval first before I'll even let you touch a past life regression. Some of you guys are doing okay with things and you handle things well and don't have as much anxiety and things like that. And then you guys, I'm like, okay, you know what? We can just do a past life regression. A soul retrieval comes from the time you were born into this lifetime when you're in your mama's belly, from your creation. And then what happens is believe it or not, your first, yes, you can do a past life, Miriam. Your first traumatic experience is being born, is coming through the birth canal or through your mama's belly because there was a C-section and that big bright light and you're all comfortable and you hear your mama's heartbeat and the voices out used to calm you and all of a sudden you're thrown into this world. That is a traumatic experience. Okay, you can actually go through a soul retrieval and actually go back to when you're being born. It's amazing, but you have to trust and be open to do this. And we go back there, but they're like Heather did a soul retrieval with me and it was very, very hard on her. Now I'm going to tell you this too. When you do a past life regression, you're like, cool. You know, you go back, you look at things and you don't feel it. You are awakened and you realize why you go through certain things. So it doesn't affect you as much emotionally. What it does is it turns around and it makes things make sense to you and helps you now, especially if things were blocking you. When you go through a soul retrieval, what you're doing is through our lifetimes, we have different harms that are done for us, heartbreaks, people that have done evil things, traumatic things that we've gone through. So there are pieces of our soul that have been pulled from us or stolen from us that cause you to hurt. The people where we have to let go of the things of the past to be able to move forward. So what a soul retrieval does is it forces you to go back to these times. And I want you to understand this. Don't be afraid to do past life regression. You'll be fine, Martini. In fact, you'll have fun with it. Ooh, because I actually know one of them. You would have fun with it. You would have fun with it. You would. You absolutely would. But anyway, so when you do, Heather, I don't know if you're still on here. And you can never be wrong. And we'll go over yours in a second. We'll do you in a second, Echo. When you do a soul retrieval, you're forced to go back to the most traumatic experiences. Love you, Lou. See you later. Most traumatic experiences in your life. And you have to feel again. So you're going through the feelings. You yourself are going through to these past things and you're actually feeling it in its purest, deepest, most primal form. Because what happens is when we go through this, you have to go because those are the things that hold you back in this lifetime and are hurting you. That sadness in you or the pain or the fear. And you have to recognize and acknowledge these times in your life so you can see it. Because what we do is you actually follow and you these fragments of your soul that have been stolen from you or you gave away, okay? You look at them, you heal those pieces of your spirit that are separated from you and you bring them back into your spirit. And then you become more whole again, okay? So at the end of a soul retrieval, I've had people say, is it normal for me not to feel like, oh my God, like you'll do a session with me and you're all excited about life. We're going to do this. This is where I'm going to do, or, you know, I'm going to next 6 months, I'm going to meet the person I'm supposed to be with if I do this, this, and this, or I'm going to start this career, or we do a past life regression and you found out you were Caesar's, you know, bodyguard or whatever shit's going on. Soul retrieval, you are feeling all of this. Okay, so you're pulling that back into your spirit. You're healing it, so then you're whole. So then when you come back out, guess what? You're exhausted. Heather was really pissed off at her mom, and her mom knocked on the door. I'm like, listen, you need to cool it because you were experiencing something from long ago, and we healed it. So calm your ass down. You know, so you're going to be a little tired. I'm going to say, listen, you're going to experience some of these things for a few days because you're getting used to it. You experienced something, you healed it, but you're exhausted. Drink some water, some self-love. You're good now, but we had to go through this. So it's like you kind of go back and fight these little battles so that you can move forward in your life and you're healed and you're better again. Whereas a soul retrieval or a past life regression, the coolest thing is I've had people do past life regressions and all of a sudden they didn't knew they could understand or speak Spanish. And then in a past life, I had a lady who was actually back in like the 1800s, she was an abuelita. And she was speaking Spanish in the whole paper, and she saw what she was making. And then all of a sudden, over the next few days, she was remembering things, and she was able to understand people speaking Spanish, like fluently. So it's really cool, the different things that happen. So when you do a soul retrieval, I am here for you. But you have to be ready for it. You have to know that you're going to feel some things. You know, some anger is going to go away. You're going to actually face the things that may have blocked you in your life and be able to fix it. Absolutely. All right, I'll give this to you, Jackson. Hold on, because I actually had started seeing it when I did your lifetimes, but then I was like, am I really going to tell Jackson? You want to know something? All right, this is funny. This is really funny because this is what I get. But then this is, they can jump around. Let me tell you something. Where is Joe? Joe is on here. The coolest thing, it was so fun with Joe because I get so surprised when I do things. And Joe and I did her past life regression and purpose, and we did it on the beach in San Clemente. And Joe, we went back to one lifetime where she realized where she actually met her husband that's in her current lifetime and why she was so scared about family. And the train she was on, she was actually like a brothel type prostitute. So it's funny when you did the live, and on the live, I have to actually post that from when we did the live with Rod. She was a hooker. So they were talking about ladies in the night kind of thing. But the coolest thing is it was such an amazing experience from me because you have to understand at creation, okay? And I have to explain this to you. Soul retrieval would be amazing for you, Daryl Ann. That's what you need more than anything. Past life regression would be fun for you. A soul retrieval is what you need to heal from everything going on. You really do. You need to face everything, and we need to just heal it and fix it, if that makes any sense to you. But when we did the her past life regression, it was amazing. I have to have her come on now that my phone's working, and I can actually save these and upload these to YouTube so we don't lose these stories because they're so important. I didn't want to double do stories because then you lose the validity. You know, the story isn't the same after it's told again and again. But at creation, it's darkness. There's nothing. When you were created, it's like all of a sudden when I saw her, because I went with her and I saw her, and it's like almost like you're floating in space and everything's dark around you, and you know that there's another presence there. And she was with her twin flame. So you have to understand, we all have two halves. So the most amazing thing, and it was such an amazing thing for me to experience, because I get to experience these things with you and see these things, is we actually got to see her creation and where she was separated from her twin. So she actually, at her very beginning. So when she did her past life regression, we went all the way back to her, good night divine, back to her beginning. And for me, that was the first time out of all the past life regressions I've done that I've actually gone with somebody back to their beginning, to when they were created, when they were separated from their twin, and where they basically signed their contracts on their lifetimes, because we all have jobs that we pick. And I have to bring her on because it was really so cool. It was amazing. I can't even explain to it because I get to be there. I get to witness it. That's why I'm so glad now I can save these lives, because they could be up on YouTube and people can go and listen and learn. But yeah, so if you want at any time, it doesn't matter. You just have to message me, and we'll book your sessions to do them. I'll tell them what you need to make it the best for you, and the best experience for you. Okay, so yeah, you actually have jobs that you pick. And sometimes, believe it or not, at the beginning of time, because we evolve, and I can I'm so scared to do twin flame work with you guys. Like, specific people I'll do twin flame work with but until you really want the natural course of things to happen for your twin flame to come into your life at the right time. Because if you start calling in your twin before they're done, you have to understand you cannot merge with your twin until you've completed the stuff you were supposed to do, because you live parallel lives. So if you see them and you recognize each other, but they're not done yet, that is the most excruciating pain you can be in, because in your lifetime you will recognize your twin. You will know who each other are, but you won't be able to be together. So I'm very careful when dealing with that, because that is an excruciating pain. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because you were calling them in, because your energies are attracted to each other. But if you call them in too soon, and sometimes you can recognize their twin and they don't recognize you, and that's not so bad. But when you recognize each other but the one can't leave, or you're not ready to leave, it is torment. You absolutely know when you're with your twin. One day I'll do a live that explains what a twin flame is and the feeling that you get. But it's not even, when people say they have a broken heart, you meet your soulmate, and your soulmate heals your heart. So, the pieces are together and they heal your heart, and you know what each other's saying, because you could have a couple of different soulmates in your lifetime. Your twin, it's like, here's a heart, okay? And then the twins, so these are the holes in your heart where you're not whole, or you're different, or what you're lacking. Because twins are exactly the same, but when one's weak, the other one's strong. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're separated. You get the fingers like this, and all of a sudden, their heart, where their holes are, you fill in. Where your holes are, they fill in. So they really complete your body, okay? Now, there's Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf, I was talking about you earlier. I was like, where's Yellow Wolf? Because we were picking on Lucy. And that's an amazing thing. Now, as a twin, you can choose to ascend, which means you get to go home, or you can continue to do work together, but then you're with each other for the rest of the time that you decide to stay here. So it's an amazing thing. The funniest thing is it's almost like it, but it's not quite. If anybody ever saw Hancock, but you make each other stronger when you're together. You don't make each other weaker, okay? Same idea. You're split and you go through time together, kind of thing. But, so I'm very careful when I do twin flame work with people, because if you call them in too soon, it could be the most excruciating, tormental type pain you've ever experienced in your life. And then a life that you should have had abundance, because for you have to get to a certain point in your evolution to be able to come together with the person you're meant to be with. And you have so many soulmates out there that you're meant to have lifetimes with. So when you do this, you kind of cheat yourself out of a lifetime, and you hold yourself back. So you have to be very careful and be prepared. You have to be careful what you wish for, because it may come to you, but it may not be your time, and then you'll suffer great loss. And then we'll be doing a soul retrieval, or we'll go to a past life regression and figure out why you're this way. I have to get Chuck on one day too, because I actually had him merge with his twin. She was on the other side. She was causing problems in his current marriage. So we had to put her in her place. So we did. It is complicated. What did Cain say? Can you be a soulmate for someone, but they aren't necessarily your soulmate? No. You can be somebody that's meant to be in someone's life, but they're not there for you, and you were teaching them a lesson, or your responsibility was to do something with them in their lifetime. But if you're with a soulmate, it's because soulmates are together. So no, you can't be somebody's soulmate. You may be somebody's teacher, or somebody who they were meant to come across. So no. Yes, I have connected. I have. That's why I can tell you how excruciating it is. I have connected. I have. I was told by my psychic, many psychics. Psychic is such a bad word, by the way. I'm a mystic. I'm an oracle. I'm a medium. I'm a medium on a mission. I am not a psychic, because psychic has such a bad name. So guys, don't ever call me a psychic. Don't ever call me a psychic. I'm an energy healer, all that fun stuff. Yours challenges you, Darylyn. This is why you have to do a soul retrieval. Yours challenges you, but yours is letting you be you. Katie, you're doing it. You're doing your job. Why do you question it? That's the question. It's good enough. You're good enough. But you're doing your job. Because the minute you said that to me, yeah, but having a really rough time with this whole thing, though. I know he's having a really hard time with this whole thing. Just have patience with him. Be understanding. You have to be the center of your world. Remember, because y'all know I'm not a feminist. I'm the oldest feminist, which is different than all the current feminists, because we know that. Because all you women were already born with all the power. Just so you know. If you just realize that, you'd be better off. But your job is to hold the center and keep everything together, because you have to remember, you raise your babies, you're there to support him, you're there to nurture them, he's there to take care of you. Good night, Jackson. So just do your job. Do your job, mama. Be okay with it. You're strong enough, Darylyn. You're strong enough, and we all struggle at different times as we get through it together. Okay, and that's the best way I can explain it to you. And Jackson, just so you know, you came. I'm seeing you your first lifetime. I'm actually seeing you. You came across on a boat. You were a pilgrim. So that was your first lifetime. That was your first lifetime. But you didn't live a full lifetime that lifetime, because I see you in the dress with the bonnet. I see the boat. I see the weather. I see you probably... You're tiny. Cute cheeks, though. But I'm seeing you're probably about 7, 8, 9 years old. Hey, Neil. All right, guys. And Neil, you're jumping on late. But that was I gave you your first lifetime, Mama. And I'm actually giving it to you because immediately when I did your 15 lifetimes, I immediately saw that. I immediately saw who you were and what was going on around you. So, hey, Neil, not tonight because I can't tonight. I have to talk to you. Just so you know. Everybody check on Neil, just so you know. He's actually a trainer. I'll back because I have great respect for him, and he's brilliant, and I adore him, and he's good at what he's doing. He actually created an amazing supplement line, which I am actually going to start taking some of them because I need to give him his props. So, what do you call it? So you can see the differences, and I can tell you the differences because I'm very in tune. Good, Mr. Griffith, he's amazing, just so you know. But he has amazing supplements. So I am going to start, the people that I've worked with and that I know, I am going to start showcasing you because I've worked with you and done things with you. And you've actually used the advice that I've given and created amazing things for yourself. Yeah, I did. You didn't get it? All right, I'll have to send that. I did. But I actually like the new thing you did and the new stuff you're putting out, which is really cool. You're welcome, guys. But I am going to be on tomorrow. At some point, I just don't know what time because I have to finish doing the work on Pluto in retrograde. So you guys understand it's not just Mercury in retrograde. So that you understand why it's relevant right now. And then I do need to find the name of that one guy that was talking about what was going on and what adults are and how people are really being idiots with what's going on. And I'm not going to go into that because it's a big thing, but I think it's important. Because he made so much sense, and very rarely does somebody who talks politics and about humanity, do they make sense to me. And I just thought he was brilliant, so I'm actually going to tag him. I actually might even try to contact him, go figure. But who knows if he would talk to nobody like me. But yes, a teaching live tomorrow, love. All right, guys, you have an amazing evening. I do have to go. I love you all to death. If you guys do want to book the sessions, like I said, just direct message me here. You can book through the site, which is www.oneheartonespirit.com, or you can connect with me right on direct message, and we'll set it up. Because when you go through the website, you can do debit or credit card through Square, but then all the taxes get applied and the fees and all that other nonsense. If you go through Zelle, none of that gets added. But my daughter is coming in. Do you have any cookies left?
Yeah, 3.
I have to show you.
2 are messed up, but it's okay.
But they're melted and messed up. The girl made, I taught her today how to make peanut butter possums on steroids.
And I made them.
Yes, she did.
And they're pretty darn freaking good.
Yeah, actually, which was great because the recipe evolved. It tastes, because guess what? Even when I cook, it's everything and anything but basic. It's not going to be the same thing. So you give me a recipe and I'll switch it and make it my own. But I'm going to post pictures of her later because I was very proud. She baked all on her own today through my directions.
I baked all on my own today.
She did.
It was pretty good. That's all I got to say. I mean, like, if you guys could taste them, you'd be like...
And she did my makeup in between while the cookies, because she's starting her own makeup business.
Y'all are so sweet. Like, be my friend.
So she's going to be having a website, and so she's going to do people's makeup and stuff. So she did a different thing with my makeup today.
Someone requested to go.
So her website's going to be up soon because she's starting her own little business. 15 years old. The girl's rocking it. So I love you guys. Have an amazing evening, and I'll talk with you soon.
Who was
Bye.
that, Mama?
Okay, we're going to end it. You have everybody.
Who?